Ladies and gentlemen, words have immense power. They shape the way we think, influence our emotions, and determine the quality of our relationships. What we say can either build bridges or burn them, inspire hope or spread negativity, create opportunities or close doors. The way we communicate affects every area of our lives, and mastering our words is a crucial skill for personal and professional success. Our words are a reflection of our inner thoughts and emotions. When we speak, we are revealing what is in our hearts and minds. If we constantly use negative, harsh, or careless language, it often indicates that our mindset is not in the right place. On the other hand, if we speak with kindness, confidence, and purpose, it reflects a positive and disciplined inner world. The words we choose can create a ripple effect, influencing not only ourselves but also those around us. Consider how a single word can change someone's entire day. A simple compliment can boost someone's confidence, while a harsh criticism can destroy their self-esteem. Encouraging words can push someone to achieve greatness, while discouraging words can make them give up on their dreams. This is why it is essential to be mindful of what we say, ensuring that our words uplift rather than tear down. In both personal and professional settings, communication is key. How we speak to others determines the quality of our relationships. In the workplace, clear and respectful communication fosters teamwork, productivity, and trust. If a leader constantly criticizes their team in a harsh manner, morale will suffer and productivity will decrease. However, if that same leader provides constructive feedback with encouragement, employees will feel valued and motivated to improve. The same principle applies to personal relationships. Words spoken in anger can leave lasting wounds that take years to heal. A simple argument can escalate into a major conflict just because of the words chosen in the heat of the moment. Many relationships have been broken not because of actions, but because of careless words. Learning to control our words, especially in moments of frustration, can prevent unnecessary conflicts and strengthen our bonds with others. One of the most powerful ways to master our words is by practicing mindfulness in communication. This means thinking before speaking and choosing words that align with our values and intentions. Instead of reacting impulsively, taking a moment to consider the impact of our words can make all the difference. Asking ourselves questions like, is what I'm about to say true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Can help filter out harmful speech and ensure that our words contribute positively to the conversation. Another important aspect of mastering our words is learning the art of active listening. Often people focus more on what they want to say next rather than truly listening to the other person. This leads to misunderstandings and ineffective communication. When we genuinely listen, we gain a deeper understanding of the situation, which allows us to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting emotionally. Effective communication is not just about speaking well, but also about listening with intent. The words we speak to ourselves are just as important as the words we speak to others. Self-talk has a profound impact on our confidence, mindset, and overall well-being. If we constantly tell ourselves that we are not good enough, that we will fail, or that we don't deserve success, these negative affirmations will become our reality. On the other hand, if we practice positive self-talk, affirming our strengths, capabilities, and potential, we can rewire our minds for success. Words also have the power to shape our future. Many successful people attribute their achievements to the way they spoke about their goals. Speaking with confidence and belief, even before seeing results, has the power to manifest success. Statements like, I am capable, I will find a solution, and I am improving every day can shift our mindset and drive us toward progress. Conversely, statements like, I can't do this, or I'm not smart enough, create mental barriers that prevent growth. In today's digital age, where social media and instant communication dominate, the importance of choosing our words carefully has never been greater. A single post, text, or comment can reach thousands, even millions of people in an instant. Words shared online can either inspire and educate or spread hate and misinformation. This is why digital responsibility is crucial before posting or commenting. It's important to consider whether our words will add value or cause harm. Cultural and generational differences also play a role in how words are perceived. What might be considered a casual remark in one culture could be offensive in another. This highlights the importance of being aware of our audience and adapting our language to ensure that our message is understood as intended. Respecting different perspectives and being mindful of tone and context can prevent misunderstandings and strengthen connections with people from diverse backgrounds. Another way to gain control over our words is by expanding our vocabulary and improving our communication skills. Reading, writing, and engaging in meaningful conversations can help us articulate our thoughts more effectively. When we have a strong command of language, we are less likely to resort to filler words, vague statements, or harsh expressions. Instead, we can communicate with clarity, precision, and impact. While mastering our words requires effort and self-awareness, it is a skill that can be developed over time. It starts with small changes, pausing before speaking, choosing kindness over criticism, and being intentional with our language. The more we practice mindful communication, the more natural it becomes, and the more positive our interactions will be. At the end of the day, words are not just sounds or symbols, they are tools that can be used to build or destroy. They have the ability to inspire, heal, and transform lives. By taking responsibility for the words we speak, we take control of our reality. We create a world where understanding, respect, and kindness thrive. When we master our words, we master our ability to connect with others, to influence outcomes, and to shape a future that aligns with our highest potential. Our thoughts are the foundation of our actions, shaping our decisions, behaviors, and ultimately our lives. Every action we take begins as a thought, whether we are consciously aware of it or not. The quality of our thoughts determines the quality of our choices, and our choices shape our future. If we want to change our lives for the better, we must first take control of our thoughts, ensuring that they align with our goals, values, and aspirations. The human mind is constantly active, processing thousands of thoughts every day. Some thoughts are constructive, pushing us toward growth and success, while others are limiting, holding us back from reaching our full potential. The way we manage these thoughts determines our ability to navigate challenges, build confidence, and take meaningful action. If we allow negative or self-defeating thoughts to dominate our minds, we will struggle to move forward. However, if we cultivate empowering and solution-oriented thoughts, we can overcome obstacles and achieve great things. One of the most important aspects of controlling our thoughts is self-awareness. Many people go through life without paying attention to their thought patterns, unaware of how much they influence their emotions and actions. Developing self-awareness allows us to recognize recurring negative thoughts and replace them with more constructive alternatives. This does not mean ignoring reality or pretending that difficulties do not exist. Rather, it means choosing to focus on solutions rather than problems, on growth rather than limitations. Negative thoughts often stem from past experiences, fears, or self-doubt. They can take the form of inner criticism, comparison to others, or assumptions about what we are capable of achieving. Thoughts like "I'm not good enough," "I always fail," or "I'll never be successful" create mental roadblocks that prevent us from taking action. These thoughts are not necessarily true, but if we believe them, they become self-fulfilling prophecies. The good news is that we have the power to change these thought patterns by challenging them and replacing them with positive affirmations. One effective way to take control of our thoughts is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness involves observing our thoughts without judgment, allowing us to become aware of negative thinking patterns without becoming consumed by them. When a negative thought arises, instead of accepting it as truth, we can ask ourselves whether it is rational or helpful. Often we realize that many of our worries and doubts are based on fear rather than fact. By distancing ourselves from these thoughts, we can prevent them from dictating our actions. Another powerful technique for managing our thoughts is reframing. This means shifting our perspective on a situation to see it in a more positive or constructive light. For example, instead of viewing failure as a sign of incompetence, we can see it as a learning opportunity. Instead of focusing on what we lack, we can focus on what we have and what we can improve. Reframing helps us approach challenges with resilience and optimism rather than frustration and defeat. The thoughts we entertain daily also influence our emotional state. When we dwell on worries, regrets, or resentments, we create stress and anxiety. On the other hand, when we focus on gratitude, progress, and possibilities, we cultivate a sense of calm and motivation. This is why it is important to be intentional about what we feed our minds. Consuming negative news, engaging in toxic conversations, or surrounding ourselves with pessimistic people can fill our minds with discouraging thoughts. In contrast, reading inspiring books, practicing gratitude, and engaging in uplifting discussions can strengthen positive thinking. Taking control of our thoughts also means being mindful of our self-talk. The way we speak to ourselves internally shapes our self-image and confidence. If we constantly tell ourselves that we are not smart enough, not attractive enough, or not capable enough, we will begin to believe it, and our actions will reflect those beliefs. But if we replace those thoughts with empowering statements like I am capable, I am learning, and I am growing every day, we will start to develop a mindset that supports success. Another key aspect of controlling our thoughts is setting clear intentions. When we have a strong sense of purpose and direction, it becomes easier to filter out distractions and focus on what truly matters. Without intentional thinking, our minds can wander aimlessly, leading to procrastination and indecision. But when we train our minds to focus on specific goals and priorities, we become more disciplined and effective in our actions. It is also essential to recognize that controlling our thoughts does not mean eliminating all negative thoughts. Doubts, fears, and worries are a natural part of the human experience. The goal is not to suppress them completely, but to manage them in a way that they do not take control of our actions. We can acknowledge them, learn from them, and then choose not to let them dictate our behavior. Mental discipline is like a muscle that strengthens with practice. The more we challenge our negative thoughts and replace them with constructive ones, the easier it becomes to maintain a positive and focused mindset. Over time, this mental discipline translates into greater confidence, better decision-making, and a stronger ability to handle life's challenges. In the end, our thoughts are the foundation of everything we do. They shape our habits, influence our relationships, and determine the level of success we achieve. When we learn to control our thoughts, we take control of our actions. And when we control our actions, we shape our destiny. By practicing self-awareness, mindfulness, and intentional thinking, we can break free from limiting beliefs and step into a future filled with possibilities. The journey to a better life begins in the mind, and the more we master our thoughts, the more empowered we become to take charge of our lives. Emotions are a natural part of being human, shaping the way we experience life, interact with others, and make decisions. They influence our choices, reactions, and overall well-being. While emotions can provide valuable insights, they can also cloud judgment if not properly managed. Regulating emotions does not mean suppressing them, but rather understanding, processing, and controlling them in a way that leads to better decisions and healthier relationships. The ability to manage emotions effectively is a skill that can be developed, and mastering it can lead to greater success in both personal and professional life. One of the most important reasons to regulate emotions is that impulsive decisions based on unchecked emotions can lead to regret. When people act out of anger, frustration, fear, or excitement without careful consideration, they often make choices that they later wish they could take back. An emotional outburst in the workplace can damage professional relationships, while a heated argument in personal life can cause unnecessary pain. Taking a moment to pause and reflect before reacting allows for more rational decision-making and prevents unnecessary conflicts. Self-awareness plays a crucial role in emotional regulation. Being able to recognize and acknowledge emotions without being controlled by them is the first step toward managing them effectively. Many people experience emotions without understanding their root causes, leading them to react in ways that do not align with their true intentions. For example, someone who feels stressed at work may lash out at a loved one without realizing that their frustration has nothing to do with the person they are speaking to. By becoming more aware of emotional triggers, individuals can separate their feelings from their actions, leading to more constructive responses. Emotional intelligence is another key factor in regulating emotions. It involves not only recognizing one's own emotions, but also understanding how emotions affect others. People with high emotional intelligence can navigate social situations more effectively as they are able to empathize with others, communicate clearly, and manage conflicts with composure. Instead of reacting defensively to criticism, emotionally intelligent individuals take feedback as an opportunity for growth. Instead of allowing anger to dictate their response in an argument, they remain calm and seek solutions. Developing emotional intelligence leads to better leadership, stronger relationships, and improved decision-making in all areas of life. One effective technique for regulating emotions is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness involves staying present in the moment and observing emotions without judgment. When people become overwhelmed by emotions, They often let their minds wander into worst-case scenarios or dwell on past mistakes. Mindfulness helps redirect focus to the present, allowing for a clearer and more balanced perspective. Breathing exercises, meditation, and mindful reflection are powerful tools for calming the mind and regaining control over emotions. Another strategy for managing emotions is reframing situations. Instead of seeing challenges as obstacles, they can be viewed as opportunities for growth. Instead of interpreting setbacks as failures, they can be seen as lessons that provide valuable experience. The way people perceive situations influences their emotional responses. By shifting perspective and focusing on what can be learned from a difficult situation, emotions become more constructive rather than overwhelming. Physical well-being also plays a role in emotional regulation. Lack of sleep, poor nutrition, and high stress levels can make it more difficult to manage emotions effectively. When the body is exhausted or undernourished, emotions become more intense and harder to control. Engaging in regular physical activity, eating a balanced diet, and ensuring adequate rest contribute to emotional stability. Exercise, in particular, is a powerful way to release stress and improve mood, making it easier to handle emotions in a healthy way. Another important aspect of emotional regulation is the ability to express emotions in a constructive manner. Suppressing emotions can lead to built-up frustration, which may eventually explode in unhealthy ways. On the other hand, expressing emotions without restraint can cause harm to oneself and others. Finding a balance between acknowledging emotions and communicating them effectively is key. Writing in a journal, talking to a trusted friend, or seeking professional guidance can provide healthy outlets for processing emotions. The people we surround ourselves with also impact our ability to regulate emotions. Being around negative or emotionally unstable individuals can make it harder to maintain emotional balance. On the other hand, surrounding ourselves with positive, supportive, and emotionally mature people can reinforce good emotional habits. Building strong relationships with those who encourage emotional growth can create a healthier environment for managing emotions. In professional settings, emotional regulation is particularly important. Leaders who cannot manage their emotions may struggle to inspire their teams or make effective decisions. Employees who react emotionally to criticism may miss opportunities for growth. Learning to handle stress, setbacks, and interpersonal conflicts with composure allows for more productive and successful career development. Leaders who remain calm under pressure gain the respect and trust of their teams, making them more effective in guiding others. In personal relationships, emotions play a central role in communication and connection. Emotional outbursts, jealousy, resentment, and misunderstandings often stem from poor emotional regulation. When individuals learn to manage their emotions, they improve their ability to listen, understand, and resolve conflicts in a healthy way. This leads to deeper connections, increased trust, and more fulfilling relationships. One of the most valuable lessons in emotional regulation is understanding that emotions are temporary. Feelings of anger, sadness, frustration, or even excitement can be intense in the moment, but will eventually fade. Recognizing that emotions do not define reality can help in making more rational decisions. Instead of making permanent choices based on temporary feelings, taking time to process emotions and gaining perspective allows for wiser decision-making. Over time, consistently practicing emotional regulation leads to increased self-control, confidence, and resilience. Rather than being reactive to external circumstances, individuals who master their emotions become proactive in handling life's challenges. They develop the ability to stay focused on their goals despite setbacks, maintain healthy relationships despite disagreements, and make sound decisions even in difficult situations. Ultimately, emotions are a powerful force that can either drive success or create obstacles. The ability to regulate emotions allows individuals to take charge of their own lives, rather than being controlled by fleeting feelings. Through self-awareness, mindfulness, emotional intelligence, and intentional action, anyone can develop the skills necessary to manage emotions effectively. As emotions become more balanced, decision-making improves, relationships strengthen, and life becomes more fulfilling. The key is not to eliminate emotions, but to harness them in a way that leads to positive outcomes and lasting success. Managing finances effectively is one of the most crucial skills a person can develop, as financial stability directly impacts freedom, security, and overall well-being. Money is not just a tool for survival, it is a resource that determines the quality of life, the opportunities available, and the level of stress or peace one experiences. Those who master financial management gain the ability to make choices that align with their goals rather than being trapped in cycles of debt or financial struggle. The ability to manage finances wisely leads to greater independence and long-term security. One of the most fundamental aspects of financial management is understanding income and expenses. Many people earn a decent income but struggle financially because they do not track their spending. Without a clear understanding of where money is going, it is easy to overspend, accumulate debt, and fail to save for the future. Keeping a detailed budget helps create a roadmap for financial success by ensuring that essential needs are met while avoiding unnecessary expenses. A well-structured budget helps differentiate between necessities, such as housing and food, and discretionary spending, such as entertainment and luxury purchases. Living within one's means is a key principle of financial freedom. Many people fall into the trap of lifestyle inflation, where they increase their spending as their income grows. While earning more money can improve financial stability, it does not automatically guarantee wealth unless spending habits remain disciplined. Avoiding impulsive purchases and making thoughtful financial decisions ensures that money is used wisely. Practicing delayed gratification, choosing long-term financial security over short-term pleasure, helps prevent financial stress and allows for greater freedom in the future. Another essential component of financial management is saving. Setting aside money regularly, even in small amounts, builds a financial cushion that provides security during unexpected situations. Emergencies such as medical bills, car repairs, or job loss can create financial hardship if there are no savings to fall back on. Establishing an emergency fund with 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses helps provide stability and prevents reliance on credit cards or loans during difficult times. Beyond emergency savings, long-term financial success depends on investing. While saving money is important, inflation gradually reduces the purchasing power of cash over time. Investing in assets such as stocks, bonds, real estate, or retirement funds allows money to grow over the years. The earlier one starts investing, the greater the potential for wealth accumulation due to the power of compound interest. Understanding different investment options and making informed decisions ensures that money works efficiently toward financial goals. Debt management is another crucial aspect of financial freedom. Debt itself is not necessarily bad, but unmanaged or excessive debt can become a burden that limits financial choices. Credit card debt, high-interest loans, and unnecessary borrowing create financial stress and reduce disposable income. Prioritizing the repayment of high-interest debt and avoiding unnecessary borrowing helps prevent financial strain. While some forms of debt, such as student loans or mortgages, can be strategic investments in the future, they should be managed wisely to avoid financial difficulties. One of the most overlooked aspects of financial success is financial education. Many people struggle with money because they lack knowledge about personal finance, investments, and wealth-building strategies. Taking the time to learn about financial planning, taxes, and investment strategies empowers individuals to make informed decisions that lead to long-term stability. Reading books, taking courses, and seeking advice from financial professionals can provide valuable insights into managing money effectively. Having financial goals is essential for achieving financial freedom. Without clear objectives, it is easy to drift through life without making progress. Setting short-term, medium-term, and long-term financial goals provides direction and motivation. Whether the goal is buying a home, retiring comfortably, traveling, or starting a business, having a plan in place makes it more attainable. Breaking goals into actionable steps, such as saving a specific percentage of income each month or increasing investment contributions, ensures steady progress toward financial independence. Another important element of financial management is avoiding financial stress by planning for the future. Many people live paycheck to paycheck, constantly worrying about covering expenses. This cycle can be broken by proactive planning. Automating savings, paying bills on time, and having a clear plan for major expenses help reduce financial anxiety. A well-structured financial plan allows individuals to focus on personal and professional growth rather than constantly worrying about money. Financial independence also means having the ability to make choices without being controlled by financial limitations. Those who manage their money wisely can decide where to live, what career path to pursue, and how to spend their time without being forced into decisions based on financial necessity. Financial freedom allows for flexibility in making life choices, whether that means taking time off for personal development, traveling, or pursuing passions without worrying about money. One of the most powerful habits for financial success is practicing mindful spending. Instead of making purchases based on impulse or emotions, evaluating whether an expense aligns with financial priorities ensures better decision-making. Asking questions like, do I really need this? Or will this purchase bring long-term value? Helps in making smarter financial choices, avoiding unnecessary spending on trends, status symbols, or momentary desires prevents financial setbacks. Another key aspect of financial freedom is building multiple streams of income. Relying solely on one source of income, such as a salary, can be risky, especially in uncertain economic times. Exploring side businesses, passive income sources, freelancing, or investments creates financial security and increases wealth-building opportunities. Diversifying income sources ensures stability even if one stream of income is disrupted. Generosity and financial management are not contradictory concepts. While saving and investing are essential, giving back to others can also be a rewarding part of financial success. Being in a financially stable position allows individuals to contribute to charities, support family members, or help others in need without jeopardizing their own financial health. Responsible giving is possible when financial management is prioritized, ensuring that generosity comes from a place of stability rather than financial sacrifice. Ultimately, financial freedom is not just about accumulating wealth, but about having control over financial decisions and reducing money-related stress. It allows for peace of mind, the ability to pursue dreams, and the confidence to handle life's uncertainties. Achieving financial independence requires discipline, knowledge, and long-term planning, but the rewards are significant. Those who take control of their finances gain the freedom to shape their lives on their own terms, making choices based on their values rather than financial constraints. With the right strategies and mindset, anyone can achieve financial security and enjoy a future filled with opportunities.